Everybody, I'm going to get started. Michael, I think, is on a call. I think this is the stragglers come in. Don't mind them. Just keep on going through. So welcome to Grow Your Profit Share Tree. And please be patient because this is my first time teaching this. If you have questions or you didn't understand something that I might have stated, just stop me and say, can you explain that again? And we're happy to do that.
I'll do that. Make sure.
Right, Mike, or refer to or defer to Michael, and he'll help. Why am I passionate about profit share? It's a great question. I can tell you that I've been in real estate since 2008, and I wouldn't say I have been purposeful as this plan is that you're going to see today. However, I've had conversations with agents and other co-brokers that have led them to come to Keller Williams, which have then led to profit share checks that get automatic deposited to my account that has allowed whether a mortgage payment, vacations, international vacations.
You just bought a beach house.
And I wouldn't say I wouldn't say my profit share helped buy the beach house, but you know what? It was pretty cool sending all my statements, all my assets, or whatever I'm collecting, to the lender. And did they use it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it still worked. It's still income, right? Still lowered that debt to income, only if it was by a small percentage. So that's pretty cool. And you're gonna hear somebody in here who's profit shared over $1 million. So you're here. Why are you here? What do you hope to get from being?
We'll learn how to have more conversations and how to grow my profit share.
All right, easy enough, right? Sounds easy. Is it simple? I don't know, right? You're not out there selling. How do you get out there in front of those co-brokers, right?
I know the way you started the class and you said, oh yeah, maybe I haven't done a great job, right? But the great thing about profit share is like you don't necessarily have to do an amazing job at it, right? Because it's like literally it's why it's called profit share tree, because the tree grows on its own, right? The idea is that you start to bring people in, and then those people bring people in, and those people bring people in, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, your efforts are multiple.
Yeah. So that's exactly right, and I can get in deeper, but it is having those conversations. It is bringing in agents in here that have talent that then come in and become a team leader, and then that helps as well. Right?
Yeah, guess what? I'm an agent.
Michael's
downline.
Yeah, Michael's second is in my downline.
I helped him grow his profit share tree by like 54 agents, I think, so far.
Yeah. So you never, it's effortless, right? If you never know who that one person then is going to bring in somebody like a team leader or somebody like David Becker. David Becker was recruited by Aaron Kaufman, who all his plan was recruiting websites out there, get them into Keller Williams real estate school, and David Becker is now in his down. How much does he make a year? Over 100K a year, generally on a good day, on a good year. Aaron Kaufman.
Oh yeah. Profit share for sure.
Yeah. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover profit share. How does it work? Develop a purposeful plan for your passive income, how profit share tree grows, how your profit share tree, grow your profit share tree, and then build your passive income plan. And in here, there's also, we'll touch base in the packet a little bit. It's called growth share. As you know, Keller Williams is international. And so if you know somebody in Europe, somebody in Belize, you can recruit anybody to any of those market shares, and then, or Canada, and get growth share. So what is passive income?
Passive income
is income that you will receive that you're not directly working with.
Right. Right. It is money received without doing anything, any effort or actively to earn it, right? Yeah, Michael? What is an example of passive income?
Maybe stocks.
Stocks, right?
Rent maybe.
Rent. Some would argue with the rent piece, but yeah, interest,
Depends
rent,
on what side you're
yeah,
on.
yeah, rental income,
Yeah, rent.
royalties such as, our grandfather, gas royalties, oil royalties, or album royalties, right? So, I'll give you a real life example. I have profit shared. I have received over $55,000. How much would I need to have in the bank at 5% interest to make $55,000? How much would you need to have?
Million.
So, right, divide 55 by 5%. That is, what's that? Yeah. How crazy is that? Right? $1.1 million. Now, while Keller Williams says it's not considered retirement income, but like if you become purposeful with it, it can be somewhat of retirement, right? That's pretty cool. What's that?
Tim and Colleen.
Yeah, Tim and Colleen Johns. How much do you need to put down for profit sharing? Nothing. Nothing. No out-of-pocket expense.
You're investing your time versus investing.
Yeah, money,
dollars.
capital. So what do you think of this opportunity? Huh? Talking to people, right? Sliding. The income you can receive from profit share is an absolutely passive opportunity. You share in profits of the company like an owner would, but without any personal risk or investing in any capital. Right? No financial risk, no down payment, no legal risk, no phone calls. Obviously, in the beginning, you saw that quick flash of, TCPA compliant. Let's not go start spamming agents that come to our brokerage, but get in building those relationships. Profit sharing was intended to be a revolutionary idea in the real estate industry, and it still is. Look how many other companies have copied our model, tried to copy our model. Right? We literally share 50% of the owner's profits. The owner shares the profits with us. Why do we do it? Because we don't just say that together everyone achieves more. We actually mean it, and we're willing to put out their systems and models to support it. From what you already know, how is profit share a win-win? From what we know,
Just a little bit of effort. Not, but passive income comes.
yeah, absolutely. If we all do our part and meet the standard of this market center, which is being a profitable company, which our owner is doing to the best of his ability, and if we hit that standard of capping agents, that we're just gonna continue along that hockey stick growth, right? When associates help the market center grow, there is more profit. When the market center shares the profit with associates, they have a great reason to help market center grow, right? We're stakeholders. What if this means you end up earning more than just your commission split?
Tell me more.
What if?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if, right? And let me tell you, there was a few years where my cap was essentially $8,000, $9,000. There's some agents out there with their cap, they're a true 100%, right? Their profit share covers all their splits. How awesome is that? I think my best year one year was like a little over $10,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right? I mean, it got to a point where Tara's like, why is this below $1,000? Right? It's pretty cool. When Gary Keller and the first Associate Leadership Council created the profit share system, they were purposefully making a bold statement. Gary explains, we created a program that would treat our real estate associates like legitimate partners in the business. We created a program that allows associates to build a business inside a real estate company that is as powerful as if they own their own companies themselves. And that's happening today. And some people have taken that statement there, partners and creating business within the business, and have, I mean, you've all heard of Place, right? Ben Kinney, I mean, look what he's done. That's insane. So who benefits with the profit share? I've explained to you it's helped me, my family. And I've got to do extra things, traveling. It helps our market center, and it helps all of KW, all of our associates. Profit share gives you the opportunity to earn more than the commission split you pay, allowing you to earn more than if you were a 100% split. We call this 100% plus. And that's my goal. I hope to one day be at that 100% plus. We just need the Kyles to come in and start selling. Catherine's, maybe you can sell something.
What would it take to get there? I know I'm still new at this. What would it take to get to like the 100% mark?
And we'll get that today. If you follow this program and you get there, and when you come in and have that conversation, whoever brought you in, you have your sponsor, which we'll get to. They say build it wide.
Okay.
Get 15 people in your first level.
Right away, as quickly as
As
possible.
quickly as possible.
Okay.
And that would be, yeah.
Now, does that have to all be like in the area? Like I know you said you do business in Jersey, so can it be like anywhere?
It can be anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere in the globe that there's a market center. Absolutely.
I have someone in my downline in Florida I've never even met.
Wow.
Couldn't tell you who it is,
Wow.
right? Because someone else that was in my downline had a conversation with her,
Yeah.
got her to join. They need a sponsor, so I think that's my third level. But yeah,
Okay.
she's literally in Florida. Don't even know who she is.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what would you look like with additional income, right? When I first started, my first year was 3 or 4 deals, depleting my savings account. It wasn't until the third year I started making money, but then we owned a house that third year. So literally there was one time I was praying, please God, on the 21st it hit. It paid the mortgage payment. Literally. And that's because your dad was, cooking the books, but whatever. We'll get to that to another time. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Zoom camera.
Today's Wednesday, he'll be on that.
He'll be on. Awesome. So what will you do with your profit share, right? Who is in the KW profit share system? Who do you know? Right? Everybody. You don't have to do anything to participate in the profit share system.
You're automatically enrolled as soon as you join.
Automatically enroll as soon as you join. Explain that all associates are in the profit share system whether they receive distribution or not. So whether you get a distribution or a profit share account or not, you are in the profit share system. Who do you know that currently receives profit share? Talk to your associates, right? Come talk to me. Talk to Michael. Talk to David. Talk to them. Have you gotten? You go, right? Are you?
I don't think I ever had anyone down with that soul and good and like facing over it.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Okay.
Just have my first one.
There you go. Was $2.37? $50?
No, sorry, I haven't gotten the check yet.
Oh.
I have my first person in my downline.
I think my first check was like 80 something cents. But it's grown.
I say I can pull the curtain back on. I saw what my dad has earned over his.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Not only just your dad, your mom.
well, yeah, that too. So, yeah, whatever I saw there with how I split.
Yeah.
Let's just say it was probably some people's retirement.
Yep, absolutely. So if you help to grow the market center outside the United States and Canada, that I haven't mentioned earlier, you'll be able to participate in the growth share. In the growth share, the residual income comes from the region's bottom line rather than market centers. So that's the big difference, Profit share here is through the market center. Grow share, it's the region's bottom. I don't even want to know what our region's bottom is. Michael, do you know how much this region profits?
We have the biggest region.
We have the biggest, we have the biggest region.
Yeah.
No,
So does that work reverse? Like if a Canadian or international agent brings somebody to the PA region, do they get gross share out of that?
they're profit share.
They're still profit share.
Yeah, it's based on where the agent is going. So if the agent is working in the States, then it's profit share. If they're working in another country, it's profit
Oh.
share.
Get it?
When you joined Keller Williams, you chose a sponsor, and that automatically put you in your sponsor's profit share tree and made them eligible to share in the market center's profits. Who do you know in your market center that receives profit share distributions? Now, this is part of the exercise you want to write down. Catherine, who's your sponsor?
Jay Baumgartner, but he's in Wisconsin.
Okay, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So she's originally
That's right.
from Wisconsin. So the great thing for Jay and everyone who's in Jay's upline is like literally now you're here. So anyone you bring here, they've just expanded their profit treatment.
What about gross share? Is there a residual? What gross share is the residual income paid to Keller Williams Associates who help grow the company outside the United States and Canada. Unlike the profit share model, the associates who participate enjoy a portion of the region's bottom line rather than the market center. Keller Williams Associate can participate and reap the rewards, both gross share and profit share. Okay, so outside of Canada, I was saying Canada is partly for sure. It's not.
I don't like those Canadians. They're weird.
They have maple
They
So
don't have
how,
cheese.
yeah, they don't have cheese.
They don't
They
have
have
cheese.
cheese. That's a Wisconsin.
So how does profit share work? An associate joins any market center and names you. They pay company dollar. The market center is profitable. And then on the 21st of the following month, some of the market center's profit is automatically deposited to your account. You are not getting a portion of the associate's commissions. You're sharing in the owner's profit. That's important to know. You are not sharing in the commission. It is truly profits.
I get that question a lot, believe it or not, when I meet with new agents because they're worried that that some of their money is going to go to that person. The reality is that an agent doesn't see any effect from it, right? You sell a house, great. You make what you make based on your split, and then company is the one who's taking the profit. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other side of that is if it was coming out of my paycheck, it would be more of a M2M marketing situation, which is not
Illegal.
or illegal. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it would discourage, I would not then bring people to this company because why would I do that?
Right. But the idea is to grow the company and participate because not only is our mission and our way of structure something to be proud of, we can also look
Yeah.
from the other people who come and join us.
High tides lift all boats, right?
That's it.
Vesting continued for agents who joined Keller Williams prior to April 1st, 2020. I think that would just be me here, unless you're in Wisconsin. Once the associate has been affiliated with Keller Williams for 3 consecutive years, they're vested. Now, after April 1st, 2020, once the associate has been affiliated with Keller Williams for 7 consecutive years, they are vested in the profit sharing program. And I think there's a yearly fee of like $25 that you have to pay, maintenance fee or something, whatever it's called, RATS fee.
The rats.
RATS fee.
It's just a $20 renewal every year.
You can will your profit share to your beneficiary.
No. Sorry, what I just said was wrong. It's not a renewal every year. It's just it's every check has a small percentage. It's like usually a couple bucks.
Oh yeah, off the distribution.
Just to maintain the program.
And you can will this to your beneficiary. Is this a one-time, Michael? One time. So I think what a lot of people do is they put it into a trust.
Right.
So that way it doesn't go, you don't, it can stay in the trust for eternity, for perpetuity. And you have access to all your profit share reports. Linda McKissick is the one of the big profit share earners in our world, in our ecosystem. She's the best-selling author of Hold. She's also a 7th level agent. There's lots of 7th level agents, but locally, even across brokerages and brands, Dave Hook is the only person that I know that has reached the 7th level in our area.
Can you describe just what you mean by 7th
So
level?
7th level is, you start out as an agent. It's level 1. Level 2, you start out with a little team, admin. He's probably still listing agent. Then he became the rainmaker, whatever level that is. He's selling. Then he's just the CEO of his team, running, look at everything. Now he stepped out of that CEO role, brought in a CEO role, and he's just managing. He's like a board member of all of his companies, and just the direct reports come in. He hasn't sold in 8 years.
And you said Dave Hook?
Yeah.
Now, like, is 7th level like the top of the top? Like, you can't go any higher?
I think it goes.
Well,
Well, I think we have to be careful what we're
Yeah.
saying here, right? Because what we're talking about is the book Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and that teaches you how to grow your business. And what we're talking about now is just 7 levels of a team,
Yeah.
right? There's also 7 levels of profit share, which we'll get to.
oh, okay. So that's what this is.
And you also
Probably.
you said a book?
Yeah, we'll get you a
I'm
copy.
not the same.
Millionaire Real Estate Agent.
I
Yep.
appreciate it.
So she's profit shared. She's earned more than $10 million in profit shares. That's insane. Linda didn't always think highly of profit share. In fact, there was a time when she thought it was a hoax. However, after a tough day, she realized she needed a plan and another source of income. So look at this as another revenue stream, right? Her plan led to a steadily increasing stream of passive income, and so can yours. In this course, you'll learn how to build passive income, and you'll create your plan by doing so. So, developing a purposeful plan, knowing how to build your passive income, have a plan in place to activate your passive income, utilize KW resources such as Profit Share on KW Connect, KW Max coaching programs, and on Profit Share. That's it, everybody. And when you get to become an agent, you'll have access to these tools, to KW Connect, and all the trainings in there. So as I mentioned earlier, Catherine, when we were talking about, when you join Keller Williams, you name that one sponsor. Your sponsor is also asked to name the one person responsible for them joining the Keller Williams Realty. As with a family tree, one can trace the sponsors in the profit share tree back to many levels. Currently, the profit share system has 7 levels. And that's what Linda's is, and I was talking about 7 levels team from the MREA. But she's actually in 7 levels of profit share. So this is how the tree grows, right? It's you and your sponsor, your sponsor, your sponsor. Now,
Sponsor.
yeah, now you start building your team, right? These are the people. There's your first level. So if you have 15, so the biggest thing that we need to do is focus on your first level, right?
And I think most people don't understand that, right? Because like I started at the beginning, I mean, you get that first level started, the rest will follow, right? It will literally cost free.
I think the most, imagine, I'm currently at 55, 56, that I've never ever reached past, I think 5, maybe 7 at one time first levels. And now it's shrunk down 2 or 3 first levels. Like, that's why it's so important to get to that first level 15. Because then you build it wide, it's going to take care of itself.
I mean, I'm assuming that shrinks based off like people stop becoming agents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. So Linda has 30 people in her first level. Building a large tree is not just for people who have been with the company for a long time. Everyone has the opportunity. Gary Keller has guessed that the highest profit share is not yet with this company. That's what's crazy, because Aaron Kaufman, that's his story. If you've ever seen his training, is he was an agent. He decided to become purposeful, build all these websites, and that's all he does. That's it. Anybody can participate. You join Keller Williams, you decide, I don't want to sell real estate. I'm going to concentrate on this plan and just build a profit share tree.
Yeah.
You can do that. So build your own trees. Relate, refer, recruit. Right? You want to relate with a person, and then you want to refer to the team leader who's specialized in the recruiting process, right? You never want to recruit. All you want to do is build relationships, right?
Yeah, and I think so again, I'm just going to sort of,
That's fine.
But there's a misconception when I talk to people about profit share that they have to recruit, and you don't. Like, your job is literally start a conversation, get them excited, and then refer them to me, and I'll do all the hard work. Right? You don't need to do that.
Yeah, maybe you had a great co-broke. Hey, you did an awesome job. Is it okay if I share what wonderful co-broke you were with our team leader? He'll most likely reach out to you, and congratulate you as well. That'd be okay. Whether they say no, say yes, right? So that's, not exactly how Jeremy Brent did it, but he does a similar script to that, and he's growing his profit share tree that way.
Adrian, you got 6 in your level 1.
6.
Adrian has 98 people in his profit share tree.
98. Let's get that to him.
So what happens, like, so you're in his downline, I'm in your downline. What happens if you quit as a key?
Yeah, you move up.
If you need me a sponsor and I quit, then you would go to my sponsor, which is my team.
Okay.
Right? So who can you think of that, you might be able to refer, right? Pick people you've done deals with, you know them from the market, or just think they'd be great real estate agent, or even past clients, right? There's some past clients that decided they want to become a real estate agent. Most of the times they don't finish the courses and they move on, but still, they could be a home run. They could, the most successful realtors, this is my perspective, teachers, engineers, CPAs, military people, except David Becker's brother-in-law. No, he was a police officer. Yeah, so think about that. Or open houses is another way, right? You're going, as a new agent, you always want to learn the market. You're going to open houses, meet people. Like, man, this person's an all-star. We'll go through scripts on how to refer them to Mr. Seckman over there.
But I can't build mine until like 7 years after I get my license, correct?
No, you can start day one as soon as you join our market center.
Oh,
You can start. The 7 years is vesting. That's the portion of the money's coming to you. If you're to leave before 7 years,
Yeah.
your profit share then in because you're not fully vested.
I got you.
So it's worth to stay,
Oh, yeah.
for 7 years.
Yeah.
Who do you know that you would love to work with? Quickly jot down a few names, people you've done deals with, know from your market center, have heard of, or just think would be great real estate agents, right? This is how you start beginning to build your first level tree.
And if you're new and haven't had any co-broke deals with anybody, who do you know that might want to become a real estate agent? Because we offer no cost education. This is 75 hours required in Pennsylvania. It's your real estate license.
Yeah, and there's so many It's interesting how the markets shift. I don't know what's happening now, but usually you see mortgage people go into real estate, and real estate people go into mortgages, and flip-flop back and forth. Or especially now, there's opportunities, right, with the market dynamics change with mergers and acquisitions. And it's all just headline news. Who cares? Just focus on you and what you need to do. However, use those headlines to reach out to co-brokers. Hey, how's everything happening over there at X, Y, and Z? I heard they just, merged with another company. Do you like the corporate structure? Do you like the way they run business? Is it a little different? Or you have to restart? If you're going to restart or if you're thinking about it, why don't you sit down for a cup of coffee with Michael? A lot of that happening out.
Well, whenever you see, you said it, whenever you see those headlines, right? Like the most recent headline was that real brokerage bought Remax, right? So there's naturally going to be some disgruntledness, right, with Remax agents. Who knows, right? Like they might be upset, they might not be happy, they might be worried about what's going to change, right? Those types of things. So those are the types of people that are great to have relationships with and even talk to, and just really learn, come from a place of contribution and just ask them, what are you seeing over there? What's happening, right? Because you never know what's going through their mind. No one's probably going to come out and tell you that they're worried, but if you start asking questions, you're going to pick up on clues.
So start the conversation, right? Set up a time to meet, look for opportunities to help, and then refer them to the team leader. Share a real compliment with a co-broker, somebody you work with, or ask them for their input or opinion. I'm always, when I'm going to these GHR events, I'm like, how do you see the market happening? Not only just the market as far as industry, home sales, what is the market of buyers' offers in certain homes or certain price ranges? What are you seeing buyers offer? Are they still doing no inspections? Are they still putting 20% down? Is more FHA, VA coming back into play, right? Knowing those markets also will help too. And maybe that co-broke doesn't have that information that we do, that Michael provides to us, that our leadership provides to us, so we can stay on top of the market. And they're like, oh wow, our brokerage doesn't do any of it. And that's what we lead in and say, well, come to the sales meeting, invite them to the sales meeting, or invite them to a training class, right? On Education Tuesdays when it's packed here, people come in, or I would say probably invite them to a sales meeting because that's when it's fully packed. That's a good way to do that. Here's one. Hi, this is Adrian. Hi, Sally, this is Adrian. I wanted to take a minute and thank you for your professionalism on the cell 123 Main Street. You know who was good with that? Rest in peace, Gene Costello. But that guy, he was, how old was he when he passed away? His 90s? It seemed like he was
COVID, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but he would call me, leave a voicemail. Hey, Adrian, this is Gene. Just wanted to thank you again for co-broking on so-and-so's.
Oh, every time?
Every time. Didn't miss a beat.
Super friendly.
Yeah, I wish our team. Anyhow. No, that's how easy. Like if you did that, just followed up a week later after your deal closed. You know why? You know why it would hit home? Because most of the time they think you're calling to say something's wrong with the house, right? But then you hit them with that. You hit them with that compliment, and now you open them up to more conversation that leads to, oh wow, they've got great culture over there, and then refer them to Michael. Right, so there's scripts here in the packets that you can look over to. So just ask them to meet. It's pretty easy. Once you got a feeling, you open them up, they're happy, just ask them to meet, right? Remember to keep the relationship first and foremost in your mind to create a welcome opportunity. Review those scripts. Here's one. It was so much fun doing that transaction through. I really like the way you handled the reply to inspections or the mortgage hurdles that we had to overcome. Can we go meet for coffee next Tuesday?
I just want to get to know you and have a small gift of appreciation I'd like to give you. Is that okay? How about
That works. People are doing that. People are doing that. I'm not, but people are doing it. I should do it. And that's why I'm training, as I said before, going through this to help bring out those ahas that I should be doing to continue that. I'm not going to ask you to make calls. This is activity right here. We'd be making calls. But if you do make calls, remember, review the TCPA, do not call regulations, even though these are not cold calls. There are some agents that are jerks out there, and will get after you. Doesn't have to take long. Invest total 10 minutes, or maybe even 5 minutes, because they're probably going to say no. But the more no's you get, the closer to that one yes you're going to have. Look for opportunities to help. Get to know them, share insights, support each other, ask them about themselves, share your business tools and insights, be open to any outcomes. Time will enrich relationships. And some of the easiest things, if you don't want to call them, just go to the GHR events. We got mini golf coming up Thursday, right? Those are perfect opportunities. It's, to introduce yourself. And not only that, it helps you, in offers when you present offers. Like I got 3 offers. I had a total of 6 offers, 3 offers. I had no idea who these people were. One was a Zillow home loan. Has anybody closed a Zillow home loan? Pre-approval letter?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you think of it? But I was scared. I'm like, I've never had this.
Better than the other stuff.
Then
Loan Depot.
Loan Depot or... Or how about, I used to do this all the time, right? Would it help your business if you invited another agent to observe your script practice or lead gen during power? I used to do that with the Remax First Advantage. Every time we role play, lead gen, projections. And I think that would help out that agent as well. You are meeting the agent to recruit them. Remember that. You're not going there to recruit them, talk about splits, talk about expenses. You're just there meeting them, get to know them, support them, and figure out how to grow their businesses. Always come from contribution. So when you go to these meetings, maybe you bring up 411 that you're doing, right? Or your one thing, or your GPS worksheet, or insights from the Mark Center that our leadership has just pointed out.
Share what's working in business.
Share what's working in your business. Absolutely. I'm sure if you asked Mike for a copy of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, you'd be able to get that. So here we are. Shift. Shift is always a good book. The market's always shifting, whether it's hyper-local or local. I think you can take anything from that and apply it. Again, you're building relationships, not recruiting. The team leader recruits. I can't stress how many times when I started and I saw this profit sharing system and I went out and tried to recruit it, how I fumbled it all up. Like it's, because they're like, well, what does he know? He's only been in business 3 years. I've been in business 10 years. It's just that mindset, right? So just build relationships and refer. Have you heard of what not to wear? Here's what not to say. It's easy to put someone on the defensive by pointing out what you think's wrong about their company, right? Don't do it. Let's not talk negative about the companies. Ask everybody to raise their right hand. Don't do it.
I think one of the things that works really well is like if you have a coworker with someone and you come across someone that is struggling, help them. Literally help them. I mean, in the last year, we've had probably 3 different agents that have joined because those agents didn't know what they were doing, and our agents on our side helped them finish a transaction, right? Which is super beneficial.
If I'm not mistaken, company, you kind of have like from your mentor's help for like the first 6 transactions?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And, use that team momentum stats as part of your stats, right? Going out appointments. But sticking to here, the profit sharing systems, I love doing transactions with you. You're so awesome. I told my team leader just the other day how great you are. They'll be calling you to thank you for the way you do this. Will you promise me you'll take their call? This is the one Jeremy does. I don't intend to recruit you. Here's a job center. I hope you're not disappointed. My team leader and I just wanted to thank you for
One thing, so what Jeremy's using that works really well is he's calling them, thanking them for the deal, and then basically what he's saying is, hey, my team leader regularly meets with me. Now this only works if you're the 20%, you're getting coached or whatever. But my team leader normally meets with me once a month. We talk business strategies. He helps me yada. I can't make the next appointment, and I wanted to see if you want to fill in that meeting.
That's awesome. That's the part that the hook that I missed the best. What not to say. Touch base a little bit of it. Anything negative about someone else's company? Anything negative about someone else's growth? Anything negative about what they may be experiencing? Never do. I've also got my hands down. Participants through how the team leader likes to receive referrals. Look, so our team leader's here. Michael, how do you like to receive referrals?
How do I like to receive referrals? Well, I
Think
would,
you may have another. No.
I would much rather. What I would like is that I would just like you to give me a warm connection, right? That is the hardest part, because if you talk to someone and you don't mention meeting with me, or you don't mention me at all, and then you literally tell me, hey, I talked to Bob, he might be interested, and I call Bob, and Bob's like, who are you? Why are you calling me? And then that just kind of, it's a much harder conversation. Not that I don't mind hard conversations, but I'm trying to do this for you guys as the agents as well, right? I want to help you out downline. So the best thing you can do is make those warm connections, like, hey, will you take Michael's call? Or in the case of the script I just said, hey, Michael meets with me on a regular basis. I can't make it. I'd love to have you, fill in for that spot. Is it all right if Michael calls you to get that scheduled? Right? Like anything that has set me up. I mean, put me on a group text with them. Like, hey, I'm going to put you on a group text with my team leader. Let you guys get connected. Right? Anything to make that connection warm versus cold. The colds are always harder, just like in a real estate business, right? Cold calls are harder than warm connections to get someone engaged in a conversation.
Kind of like last year, 2 years ago, for event, but site agents, so we bring
That's
them there and
huge
just write
too.
them.
Yeah, that's huge too. So we're working on that for the rest of the year. We're gonna have some big events, and the idea is that we want to invite people to those events that are producing agents. So when you do that, like invite them, let me know. I'll get them a ticket, right? So it's no cost to them. And usually I'll buy you a ticket as well if you're, right? So it's actually a win-win for you. And then afterwards, I'm able to follow up and have a conversation. Hey, how was the event? What you think? What were your key takeaways? So on and so forth. Hey, I'd love to talk about your business. Why don't you come in? Me, right? That's a great way to do that.
And that touch base here, right? Invite them to a class, invite them to a training, enter them into your command, right? Set up a follow-up plan, just like any listing or any buyer, right? You want to make sure you have them in your CRM, connect with the agent, social media. Besides using your profit share for your personal benefits, another thought to consider what profit share can do for others, including fellow cadet associates, right? We have our own nonprofit that we've paid funeral expenses for an associate. You can set up your profit share so it goes to maybe one of your nonprofits automatically, or build up some kind of nonprofit to give back from that profit share system.
I'll take you to KW share if anybody wants
Yes.
to get it.
What are you?
She's
President?
president.
El Presidente. Look at you.
Actually, it's a Horse on a chair.
Or-
Yeah.
Sure. So that's awesome. Any other ideas as far as following up that we have? So profit share is an equal opportunity, unequal outcome program, right? There's so many. How many agents here are profit sharing out of whole brokerage? I'd probably say only the top 20%.
Oh, you're asking how many?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think last month we had 22 profit sharers last month.
Yeah. What could you do if you had 10 associates in your first level? How about 20? How about 30? It might not sound like I'm getting excited about this, but it is reinvigorating me to go out there and start talking to these agents and bring. There is movement happening out there. I've seen one agent in the past 18 months move 4 different times and now starting their own brokerage, like they're going to succeed. Like, why would you do that? And I think she's just missed the boat that she could probably have built an empire here, the way our system and models are set up, that she could have taken it regionally and 10x'd her goals with the support that we have here. But because I failed to get in front and follow up, you know what I mean? There's just certain people that you can see that just take action and just do it. But that's who you want to attract to this market. That will help push talent. So think about that. What activities will you engage in today to achieve your goal? Right, Kyle? Get that schooling done, right? Get your license. How will you stay on track for tomorrow? Not next week, not next month, not next year. There's also group coaching, which is a great investment. Some group coaching is what? $30, $40, maybe $100. Invest in that. Or, sit down and see if there's time our team leader could meet. Or even our MCA. I'm sure Robin can help you with maybe some financials. Go do that. Offer your KW app. Why did they say offer your KW app? I did repeat that last time.
I think one thing while he's figuring that out, one thing that's super important is just building relationships. And it's, again, I say it again, but it's a win-win to build relationships, right? So imagine if you have a co-broke deal and have a great experience with someone and, you meet them again, right? Maybe you guys go for coffee afterwards or something, right? There's things that can be learned. You can learn from them, they can learn from you, right? And you're just building a relationship because it's just like selling real estate, right? You have to be top of mind to everyone when they're ready to buy or sell. So same thing with recruiting. You have to be top of mind with everyone when it's time to make a change, if they desire to make a change to another brokerage. That's all it is. I point her out, but I give her props. She's been working on this girl for a little while, and they've gone out, 1 or 2 times or whatever for lunch or coffee or whatever, right? Just constantly staying in touch, right? She likes the person and is offering help to the person, right? Because eventually they may have a desire to move somewhere else.
Actually, I'm going to Adrian talk. He just said something. I made a note for me. So this girl is very motivated. She's very motivated. But talking to her, because she's relatively new, so talking to her about what capital would give her, she feels like she's on the edge. So kind of dead conversation. But what you just said, if I show her the empire and not the perception, I think that was the idea. So thanks for that work.
Yeah, you're well, right. You want to bring empire builders to your world. Okay. The app. So this may seem like an odd offer to an agent, right? I certainly do. To a competing broker, and yet they might not be using a real estate search app and will appreciate using yours. I think more so now, right? We used to have, the MLS used to provide an app that was awesome. Now it's shite. I don't know what other apps people are using. They're probably still using the Zillow app, but Zillow's not getting all of the listings anymore, right? KW still is. So that, I think, is more relevant than probably when this was printed, 24 was printed out.
So I think that would be relevant now. Play with it. Now, if you don't like that product, right, if you don't like that app, then certainly I wouldn't endorse it. If you don't like it, it's going to show that if you don't use it, then don't recommend it, right? So sort of went through that. Okay. So building your, so here's what we covered, right? We covered profit share. How does it work? Develop a purposeful plan for your passive income. How a profit share tree grows, your profit share tree, and build your passive income plan. What will passive income do to my family? Write these down if you have the booklet. Go through that exercise. And what activities are you going to engage regularly to achieve that goal? What activities will I engage today on achieving this goal, right? And then how will I stay on track to achieve my goals over time? Any questions? I think this is a wrap, guys. I think this is where we're headed to. At the beginning of this course, you were asked to write down what you intend to take away from this course. I know you got everything to take from this course. Did you? Say yes.
Yes.
Look at that. That was my first time ever using that book. Any questions? Any other questions? Anything? You happy to talk about anything? Any ahas from the course?
I mean, it kind of sounds basic, but like, and I know I still got to get my license, but like, it's lack of knowledge, but it's like, what can I do just to be the most successful as possible? Like, because it seems like there's a lot of growth and opportunity here to like really like push the limits. And that's kind of like where I'm at. Like, I got a wife, stay-at-home mom, daughter. Like, I'm at a point to where I'm, you know what I mean?
You got it.
The easiest way to do that is, I forget the great guru who said it, but if you want something in life, find out and go help as many people as you can, and you'll get that in turn. So just go help out people, build those relationships, help out, find out what their need. Even the smallest things like, my refrigerator went out or my air conditioner went out, and you happen to have an extra air conditioner, taking it over to like on social media. Be that first person to respond and solve their problem, even if it's a short amount of time, short-term fix.
Like this.
They'll remember you, and then you say, "Oh, thank you so much," and they're going to be like, "How can I help you?"
Yeah.
Like, well, I just so happen to be in real estate. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell, please send them out.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
Okay, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
How often